Recognized experts in the field of forestry took on the task of...
In 2013, a grad student documented the once-a-decade process of assessing tribal forests, which had no tribal experts among leadership.
I always asked, I was like, how come there are no natives authoring this report when I was a grad student? And what they would tell me is that, well, it might be biased. Because it's Indian people reporting on Indian issues, and they thought that that might appear biased.
After earning a forestry PhD in 2016, Dr. Serra Hoagland was in line to be the National Study's first ever Native American co-chair.
It is historic. It's a big deal, and Serra will be one of the co-chairs of this process for the next 30 years.
She studies the impact of tribal forest management on the Mexican spotted owl, which faces wildland fire as its top threat. Dr. Hoagland has found no negative effects of a tribe's thinning out trees or using light burning to reduce undergrowth. For generations, such cultural fire has stewarded the land, even if the method was once condemned by U.S. conservationists.
That was sort of the thought, is we shouldn't be doing what tribes are doing, not letting fire on the ground, versus we should be suppressing all of them. And so 100 years later, now we're suffering those consequences. All of our forests are overstocked. They're experiencing high severity fires. The whole time along, tribes kind of knew that fire was an important part of the forest ecology.
Dr. Hoagland works to bridge Western science and tribal ecological knowledge, which was missing for her in college.
In my ecology classes, we never talked about Native peoples and their connection to the land. Not having that resource also drove that fire to then create the resource upon graduation. So we just recently published the first book ever, and it's a contributed volume looking at how tribes are stewarding their wildlife populations.
Dr. Hoagland gave away copies of the 400-page textbook at the AISES National Conference.
I remember going to my first AISES conference as a freshman in college, walking into the amphitheater, and the room was packed. I was just so moved, and the drum. So AISES, I think, has been with me throughout my whole educational path.
She provides a lot of mentorship for students like myself who are Native American, have tribal background, who want to go back and give to their communities.
For Native communities, we have so many stories around fire, right? We gather around fire. There's a lot of ceremonies that involve fire. It's a process of healing and recovery. And I think all of this is so intimately tied together, especially with how our Native communities know about these things. And we have those stories, we have those traditions to bring that back to our forests and help our forests recover and heal.